Node Package Manager, NPM. In this video, we'll have a discussion about the Node Package Manager, also known as NPM. We'll talk about what NPM is, why it exists, what packages we can get from it, how to use NPM, and a brief note about the NPM alternative Yarn. Let's begin with what is NPM. NPM, the Node Package Manager, has two things. Firstly, it's a command line tool, and secondly, it's a repository of packages for the JavaScript ecosystem. The command line tool grants you access to this repository and provides you with the methods you need to fetch packages, store them locally, keep them updated, and share your own packages with others. NPM was created in 2009 to help JavaScript developers easily share packaged modules of code. Its existence has been fundamental to the explosion of JavaScript use across the industry, as it lets JavaScript authors create new code without having to rewrite everything from scratch. This is the don't repeat yourself principle taken to an extreme. Some would say too far, with some packages containing only a single line of code, but it's up to you as a developer how many or how few packages you wish to use. There are currently over 725,000 packages in the NPM repository. That's a whole lot of packages. Some of the most popular packages are Lodash, Request, React, Express, and Moment. You may recognize some of these if you're familiar with the JavaScript ecosystem. Anyone can publish a package to NPM, and they aren't all necessarily friendly, so always do your research before you install a package you don't recognize. Let's update NPM to the latest version, and then we'll try installing some packages. From a command line, we can have NPM update itself, simply by running npm install -g for global npm. We'll talk more about global and local modules later. Now that NPM is installed and updated, let's try installing a new package. We're going to install Chalk, which lets us output colors to our command prompt. Let's install Chalk now with npm I Chalk. Now that Chalk's installed, let's look inside our Node modules directory. This is the local directory where npm keeps all the modules you've installed inside this package. There will be a different directory for each project you're working on, and be careful as this directory can get quite large. It's strange though, we only installed Chalk, so why are these other modules here? Let's run npm ls and have it tell us about the modules that are installed. So it looks like Chalk has dependencies of its own, so when you install Chalk, you automatically get the dependencies of Chalk. npm flattens the tree of packages to try and reduce disk usage. For example, if we installed Chalk and another package that both depended on color convert, we wouldn't want npm to install color convert twice unless it's a different version. So it installs color convert at the top level, and then it can be shared. Let's uninstall Chalk for now with npm remove Chalk. If we look in the Node modules directory again, we can see that some of the dependencies of Chalk are left behind once we've uninstalled it. Why is that? Without explicitly telling npm which dependencies are directly ours, it has no good way to know if we're using the other dependencies that Chalk installed, so it leaves them behind. Let's look into how we can tell npm what we want and what we don't. Package.json is a JSON file, as the name suggests, that contains all the information required to install all the dependencies of a package. Every package on npm must have a package.json file. Every package.json file features at least the name of the package and the version of the package. Anything additional is not required, but is often necessary. The most common additional fields are dependencies, dev dependencies, author, description, and scripts. Dependencies are the packages that your package requires to work, and dev dependencies are the packages that help your package when it's in development, such as linters, linter plugins, testing frameworks, etc. We can create a skeleton package.json by using npm. Let's try that now. Run npm init. Answer all the questions. In this example, we're just going to accept the defaults. Here we can see that the package.json file has been generated. It has the answers to the questions we provided, as well as a little extra boilerplate. Let's reinstall Chalk and save it as a dependency and see what happens to this file. Run npm install Chalk, and this time we'll pass the --save flag. Now that it's installed, we can look at the package.json and see that Chalk has appeared as a dependency. If we remove Chalk again with npm remove Chalk with --save, Chalk has disappeared from the dependencies, and the entire Node modules directory has gone, as well as all of the dependencies of Chalk. Let's talk briefly about global versus local packages. NPM has both global and local packages, and these are subtly different and important. Global packages are installed once, and are then available in any node environment on the same system. Local packages are installed per directory. Early in the development of NPM, it was quite common to install some packages as global. Usually these would be things such as task runners, like gulp or grunt, or test suites, like Mocha, linters like ESLint, and more. The view of the community has gradually shifted to mostly shy away from global packages. The reason for this mostly revolves around versioning. If you have one project that requires version 1 of a package and you install that package globally, everything's okay, things will work. And if you then start a new project that requires some features that are only in version 2 of that package, well, now you need to update your globally installed package. Not too much trouble, you think, until you discover that version 2 has removed or changed some of the features that you were using from version 1. And now you've got a problem because you can't have 2 different versions installed globally. These days, almost every package should probably be installed locally. It means you can have much stricter control over which package versions your project has access to. NPM itself is one of the few exceptions to this rule and should always be installed and updated globally. Publicly released in October 2016, Yarn was touted as the saviour from the majority of NPM's problem points. From fast installs to package integrity checks, Yarn was everything that NPM wasn't in 2016. NPM was at version 3.10 at the time of Yarn's release, and at the time of recording, NPM is now at version 6.1.0, so that's 3 major versions in less than 2 years. Yarn appears to have lit a bit of a fire under the developers of NPM, and competition is always a great thing. You can install and use Yarn as an alternative to NPM if you wish. In this video, we've talked a lot about NPM and how to use it. Now that we've got our fundamentals covered, in our next video, we'll write our first Hello World application and even make use of an NPM package. I'll see you then.